Hi, I'm Kathy Holloway Hill, and we are here in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky at Doss High School, where we're going to be talking to Mr. Derek Anderson Sr. And he has a magnificent career. He has done more in his short life than most of us have done in a lifetime. But the one thing that he is going to touch your heart about is his heartwarming, humble beginnings. Stay tuned because we have a powerful show coming up on Living by Design.
Imagine walking away from a 28-year executive management career in corporate America to pursue your passion of empowering the world, giving them the tools they need to live their dreams. The Living by Design show with Kathy Holloway Hill. Impactful, informative, empowering. Take a look at a few of the guests that have been on the show. It's your time to be living by design.
Derek Anderson has a career that most people would envy. He's a retired NBA player, a gold medalist winner. He's an author, a philanthropist, an entrepreneur. The list goes on and on. But the most important thing that I'm very proud of is that he has a heart of gold and he gives back. And I absolutely love that. Derek Anderson, welcome to Living by Design.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad to have you. You are just a magnificent individual.
Thank you.
With everything you've accomplished, some people would say, oh, he's arrogant and all of these things, but you are so not that at all.
I've been humbled at an early age, so there's no sense in me going backwards. I try to move forward in life and understand that being respectful and being humble to people is more important than anything I could ever do.
That's a great lesson to learn.
Yes.
And unfortunately, a lot of people learn it late in life or never. So it's really good that you learned it early. So let's talk about the early days. Native Louisvillian,
yes.
Yay, so am I, so am I.
Yes.
And I'm really excited that we are actually here at Doss High School. This is the high school that you attended.
Yep, this is it. That's why they bust us out here, and it was hard because I was so far away from the neighborhood. And
yeah.
Struggling with the way I did, I always try to find a way to school, but I never wanted to miss school. That was my place of saying, hey, I can get better here, and I actually did in basketball and education.
Awesome. I absolutely love it. Let's rewind all the way back to early childhood. Now, I know you was born here, then you moved away to Michigan, and then you came back and you grew up here. Talk a little bit about the hard knock life that you had to go through when you were a young child.
Well, I think everybody has that growing up problem, when you go through struggles. It was the 80s, crimes, drugs, everything came around. So
that's still here today.
Right. It was new then, so no one knew how to handle it. My parents were really struggled in how to handle it. And what happened was they both left when I was 10. They both tried to find their own life, trying to find their own way. And I was abandoned in an empty apartment.
Were you an only child?
I had an older brother, but he had ran away from home a year before. He was tired of it. It was just a lot of drama. So once he left, it was like, okay, now what do I do? And for me, it was basically saying my next step has to be survive. It wasn't about being the kid who had the fancy shoes or the nice clothes. It was about surviving for the next day, every single day. So I just went and got a job. I went and carried people's bags for 5 or 10 cents at the grocery store at Winn-Dixie, and I survived. I got bread and bologna. I ate that day in and day out for years, just so I could survive.
Fried bologna or I'm just kidding.
Whatever I could do. Yeah, we didn't have electricity, so I was eating regular bologna at the time. But I picked up on how to fry bologna. But but it was trying time, especially at that age. You couldn't understand why you were dealt such a bad hand at such an early age.
Right.
And I didn't ask for this, but I had to deal with it. And for me, it was like, I want more. That's all I said, is I want more, I want more, I want more. I wasn't going to the streets, I wasn't selling, using drugs.
What inside you kept you from doing that?
I just saw my parents do it.
Oh.
What makes people follow what their parents do and they know it's wrong? If I know my mother and father is drinking and smoking and selling drugs, why would I do that? And I know it's wrong. Even at the age of 10 and 11 years old, I knew knew that was wrong. I said, I'm not gonna mess my life up because that's what happened to them. These kids nowadays say, okay, my parents are messed up and this is what they did, and then they do it. And they wonder why they're messed up. To me, I don't need to be a graduate of college to figure out what's right and wrong. No matter how much money you have to know that right and wrong is the difference in your survival. And that's all I cared about was surviving. I said, if I worked hard and I made $3 at the age of 11, imagine how much money I can make at 12, 13, 14, and 15. I stayed the course of working hard. That's the greatest gift that I ever learned, is just to continue to work hard, and I survived. Once you survive, anything is possible in life.
That is amazing that you would say that, because there are so many children that are that young, maybe even younger, who are going through similar struggles, and their thought process is, I do have to sell drugs, I do have to do these things to survive. That's their excuse.
That's an excuse, because every day since we've been born, what were we doing before drugs were here? We worked. That is the oldest and the most positive way that you can look at life. When people were even a cavemen, they didn't have drugs, they worked, they used their hands.
Right.
People in Egypt, people in Europe, people all over the world, they use their hands to work.
Right.
These kids make excuses, and then they wonder why they're in jail, they're in the system, they're getting stereotyped. It's because we allow ourselves to think like that. And for me was to show these kids that if you just work hard, instead of you doing a 20-year bid, now do 20 years at McDonald's and own your own company at 20 years.
Right.
There's a difference in what we prepare ourselves, and a lot of parents just don't care. And you can't blame your parents, because if I did something wrong, my parents didn't go to jail, I went to jail.
So
for me, it was making sure that I made decisions for my life. So I didn't care what my parents did, I cared about what I did, and you see the success comes out of how hard you work.
That's right. Did you have any role models or anyone that you looked up to that inspired you at such a young age? Because, I mean, that's very insightful and mature to even think that way.
To me, at that age, it didn't seem maturity. It just seemed like the right thing to do.
Just came natural.
Well, I think it's just right and wrong. Like I said, to me, it's like you have two types of people. You have good people and you have bad people. Everyone has a focus on which way you want to go. Because I don't believe in racism. There are black people that don't like black people. That's not racism. That's mean people. Those are bad people. And there are white people who don't like black people. There's just mean people. But when you look at the scheme of things, there's good people and bad people. Because there's some white people that like blacks. There's some blacks like blacks. So I don't look at those words. I look at them as good people and bad people. I look at life as good, as right and wrong. If I know what's right, do it. It might take longer, but I do that and I feel more comfortable. I sleep better, I think better, everything happens when I do that. So for me, I just think no matter what age you are, you know right from wrong when you get to a certain point. When you turn 7 years old, what you've been taught will come back out. Because I was taught to say yes sir and yes ma'am, so when I turned 10, 11, I did know to say that to people to get help. And my biggest mentor was my Uncle George. I had school teachers, coaches, everybody helped me. But my Uncle George said, I'm gonna teach you how to be a man first. And it takes a man usually to raise a man, because he's been taught, okay, just keep your chest up, keep your brain open, keep your mind working, and not just focus on what you look like, focus on how you act. And so for me, my Uncle George was the mentor that I've always wanted. So he's the man I call father, and he did things different than what I did, but he always taught me to say, well, if you want to become better, you have to act this way, and I stuck to those goals.
That is absolutely an amazing story, an incredible story for such a young person at a young age. And we're going to take a quick break, and as you can see, there is so much to this young man. He is so deep. We have a lot more coming up, so don't go away. We'll be right back on Living by Design.
Coming up on Living by Design.
I didn't think about professional NBA career until my senior year in college.
Is that right?
All I cared about was surviving again. I said, I have to get a degree, I have to get a job. I had a son. I said, I have these things in my priority. You got to sit people down in a room to where they feel comfortable with you, and they'll tell you everything.
My latest book, Love Her, Love Her Not. And it's about why do women compete, gossip, envy, betray, backstab, and judge each other unfairly.
You can tell a lot from a woman when you tell her no. When you tell a woman no, she'll be either get quiet, get upset, or walk away. Or she'll be like, don't worry about it, baby, and she'll find another way of getting it. That's the maturity in a woman.
Welcome back to Living by Design. We're here with Derek Anderson, and he is an absolute magnificent individual, as you heard in our first segment, and we're just going to continue the discussion. Now, Derek, I know you had a very difficult, hard knock life, but you had a magnificent mindset about it. Goal-oriented, all the right things, all the right thoughts. The self-talk was right there because, you know, self-talk can get us in trouble. Oh, I ain't this, I ain't that. I need to get out here and do. So what really caused you to pull the passion out of what you wanted to do with your life?
Well, I think in everybody, there's two things, like I said.
Because we all have a purpose.
Yeah, but you have a free will to make that choice.
Yeah.
Like I could make a choice right now to do something wrong.
That's right.
But I've created good habits, and those habits are always trying to do what's right.
That's big.
That's
because
huge.
We're all about that on Living by Design. Goals, habits, behavior,
Yes.
thoughts, self-talk. So that's awesome.
And that's what makes you become who you are.
That's right. So you attended Dawes High School. Is that when you decided that, oh, I think I want to have a professional NBA career?
I didn't think about professional NBA career until my senior year in college.
Is that right?
All I cared about was surviving again. I said, I have to get a degree. I have to get a job. I had a son. I said, I have these things in my priority. Get a job, well, get my education, get a job, and take care of my family.
Wow.
It wasn't in that order, but those are my three things. I said, I have to get these done. Basketball was just a blessing from me working hard.
Yes.
That's all that was. It wasn't my mindset like these kids today. I got to go to the NBA, and then they worry. Then after they're done with the NBA, because I told them the NBA is just a job. It's not a career. A career means your lifelong success is going to be continued no matter what you do in life.
Did you hear that?
So to me, it was more or less to say, you know what, I have to get these things done, and whatever comes with that is a blessing. Everything else after I do the right things, I will accept whatever comes with that. And I felt like I did the right things. I never drank, never smoked, never stole anything. You know, I wasn't breaking the law, doing anything stupid. I said, I'm just gonna work hard and see what happens. And if I continue to work hard, it always came back to me twofold. And that just made me believe that, you know what, this is the life that I've been given and I have to deal with. I didn't want to be born into this type of lifestyle, but I was born this way to do something with it. I'm not singled out. I'm not saying, okay, I'm better than anybody. All I said was, I was given this life and let me enjoy it. These kids want to say, well, I'm having problems. Well, you can change that with your mind, not with your income, because your income doesn't justify who you are as a person. It just justifies who you're going to be as your character. So to me, it was like, let me have fun, let me smile, let me enjoy life and move on.
Man, you are just amazing. I have to ask, where are your parents? I mean, because they have to be so magnificently proud of you.
Well, what's funny is I went looking for them 24 years after I haven't seen my parents. I went looking for them. I haven't seen neither one of them in 24 years. So I went and saw my father. He and I spoke. I didn't question him because, of course, I just, he told me he was going through things and I didn't know. And I had a dinner with him, took him to my birthday event, bought him some clothes in my shoe store, and 10 months later, he died of cancer.
Oh, wow.
But I was able to forgive him because I went and found him. I didn't have anger and bitterness.
Right.
I just wanted to figure out what was up, try to figure out what he had going on, and maybe I could help. But all the money in the world can't save you when God has your time called.
That's right.
So he passed
and all
away.
the money in the world can't save you if you don't want to be saved.
Yeah, very true. And after I found my father, I went and found my mother. She had been drinking a lot, and took her to rehab, got her cleaned up. And 4 years later, we had Christmas dinner for the first time in 28 years. Awesome. She cooked, we had conversation, and she's the reason why I wrote my book. When I found her, I said, I gotta let people know that I let all this anger go, and I wrote this book to let people know this is what I've gone through, but here's where I've come to.
Yeah.
I've been able to forgive, I've been able to love and forgive, and that's all life is about.
Absolutely. Did you still keep in touch with?
Yes. We had Mother's Day for the first time last year.
Great.
So it's a progress of growing, but I didn't give up on her because she didn't give up on herself.
And you helped her, actually. The son helped the mother.
Probably, but I think, no matter what religion you're in, I believe there's a higher calling that you're supposed to do what's right.
You better believe it. Every single person on this planet has a purpose.
Yes.
And you learned that at an early age. Maybe you didn't know it yet.
No, I didn't.
But you were fulfilling your purpose. Yes. You were learning the right things and implementing the right things. Let's talk about your book, Stamina. So you said your mother inspired you to write the book.
Right.
What can people expect to get from Stamina?
Well, I wrote a lot of life nuggets. Like people always say, oh, I came from the projects, I'm this, or I've been in a bad relationship and abusive. I know people who've been really hurt, and I'm just like, well, you can't let that stop you from being who you are.
Right.
Quit making excuses and make a difference. So for me was to let it out. I don't care what you've gone through. I know some people who've been really beaten up, like even hurt as a child, but you gotta change that And the only way you change that is getting out of it by just expressing yourself. You gotta go forgive people. You know, I don't care what happens. You don't have to like them.
That's right.
But you have to go forgive them, and you move on from that. So for me, I gave a lot of life nuggets in my book to, okay, I'm gonna show you how I got out of it. Now maybe this can help you get out of it. The more I talk positive about it, the more it came out. If I started thinking of negative and being upset, it kept draining me. It kept making me bitter.
Right.
It kept making me angry. I never wanted to reach for my parents until I said, you know what? Forgive them. Once I did that, I started reaching out. I found my other brothers. I found my other siblings. You know, I just started finding people in my life that I really loved because they were my family and friends. But I found something more, and it was fulfilling and letting all the anger and bitterness I had in me that I didn't know.
That's right.
And once I released that, now I sleep good. I don't have any drama. I don't have anything negative around me. It's like,
we're always going to have obstacles, but when you can do what you did and release all that, because it's been said that unforgiveness does more damage to the person in which it's stored than the object on which it's. I mean, you can't hold on to all that stuff. I mean, it's a ball and chain around your ankle, so it's not going to help you at all. I mean, it's like you drinking poison, waiting for the other person to die.
Absolutely, and that never works.
No, it doesn't. It never has, and it never will. So you've got the right attitude, and you just look peaceful. You look calm. You just look magnificent. Of course, that $1 million smile will always be there. And it's just amazing how you've overcome so much. So you graduated from the University of Kentucky, or did you come out early?
No, I finished that. I was a senior, so.
Okay, you were a senior.
Yeah.
And then you got drafted.
Mm-hmm. Went to the NBA, played 11 years, won the NBA championship.
That's a great career in NBA.
It was, yeah. I could have played longer. Again, you have to find your purpose in life.
Right.
And I realized politics played a point in the NBA. Attitudes, people with the money who didn't understand basketball, who didn't understand people. And I was just tired. You know, I go back and support and try to help those young kids out. I don't complain about it, I try to fix it. You know, all these people want to complain about stuff. How about you try to fix it? Don't just always complain about something. So I felt like, you know, even though with the politics, I felt like I could help some of these young kids get out of that. Because once they get out of it, they don't see that all the money's gone. They don't have any degrees. They don't have any job training, trades. They don't have people skills. And now they're stuck.
And they've squandered away all their money.
Yeah, well, even if you don't squander it, when you're done, it's gonna leave eventually. Because you don't have anything to replace it.
Right.
So it's not even so much that they spend it all at once, they just don't know how to save it or what to do with it.
Right.
So they don't have anything going. So I told them, you know, you can't just jump behind a camera and say, hey, I'm a commentator now.
Right.
That's not gonna save you all the time. And I think these kids understand that I have to find something to do that I'm passionate about and do it before it's too late.
Well, you're telling them right, and you're giving them all the right advice, and everyone you speak to, I know that you move them, and I know you're going to move millions of our viewers who are looking at this show right now. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back because we have so much more to learn about this amazing young man. Coming right up on Living by Design.
Focus, inspiration, transformation. Fit with Renee. At Fit with Renee, she helps you get focused on your goals, inspires you to live a healthy life, and be transformed into the person that you know you can be. For more information, visit the website at fitwithrenee.com. Focus, inspiration, transformation. Fit with Renee.
Let's take a look at a few of the ladies putting in their hard work in our Healthy by Design 8-week challenge.
Makes it easier. So the modified version is this. Take it up, take it down, take it up. Pick it up first. Yep, push it in the air. Put it down. Kick back. Good. Just grab it. Come up. Good. Push your feet up. Up. I can't do these. Good. Give me 10. Good. Take your time and breathe through it. Go. You already did a whole bunch of those earlier. Alright. So we're going to do first thing first. Take it off. Give me a hard pump. 1. Push it. Push it. 15 reps. Come on. Give me a hard pump. Move forward. You don't fall off. And then when you lay down, don't lay down and sit down. Always sit up. Sit down. Come on. Push. 15 reps. Push it. And get fatigue, guys. Come on. Push. 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 Woo. Breathe. You got it. You got it. Keep pumping. Keep pumping. You got it. Hang go. Go, pump. Don't pull over your head. Just straight, stay behind your head. Push straight up, straight back. Just right here. Keep that range of motion there. Pump it. Pump it. Come on, come on. Good. All right, lean back slightly. Bring it down. Go. Bring it down a little lower, just a little bit. 2, stretch all the way out. Come on. 3, you got it. Come on. 4, good. Put. Pull.
Welcome back, Mr. Derek Anderson. You are an amazing young man. I am so proud of you. So let's talk about your foundation. So your foundation is there, and you help boys, girls, or both, or?
I help everyone. You know, people who just trying to find a new jobs in life, and the children going, sending them to college. I sent the 24 kids to college, 18 graduated.
Wow.
Just continue to try to give people jobs in the community. I've created over 300 jobs downtown Louisville before. I move around to Atlanta to, you know, just trying to find and help other people's lives out. And I think the biggest thing that I found out was building character.
Yes.
You know, people always say, I got a degree, but you don't have any, you're not polite. You know, someone holds the door open for you and you don't even say thank you. You know, you try to teach them those life skills that they don't realize that keeps them from getting jobs. So that's been my foundation of teaching better people and not just, you know, trying to give money away. So that's been my focus. And abused women and children are mostly what I focus on, because that's what me and my parents went through. And I think that was something I wanted to change, because I'm able to feed thousands of people. So imagine if someone else was able to save one person, how we could help. So that's been my main focus.
Now, someone wants to get in touch with you or find out more about your foundation. What is the website? And we're going to put that up on our screen. So what is the?
It's the Derek Anderson Foundation, and you can go to DerekAndersonWorks.com.
Okay.
And it's a lot. I have a lot going on, but I'm always involved, and I don't just solicit money. So people are like, we'll send you money. I don't want the money. I want your time. I want your effort. If you want to give me money, do it when we're doing something and giving back to people. Don't just send money to my foundation and we're sitting here on money doing nothing with it. Let's be effective what we're doing, and that's what I've always wanted to do.
Awesome, because we both know that when you're living your purpose, the right resources, the right people, everything you need to fulfill your purpose and carry out God's plan, it's going to come to you.
It will always come.
It will always come to you. Now, I gotta ask you a couple of questions, Derek, and these are life questions. Just, you know, don't even think about it. Just first thing that comes to your mind. What do you feel like is your greatest accomplishment?
Raising my children.
Love that.
They become better people, then they become successful. I don't want my kids to be famous. I want them to be effective and good people.
Oh, I like that. Don't want them to be famous. You want them to be oh, super. That's good stuff right there.
I will never allow my children to know a rap verse before they know a Bible verse either.
You get out of here. That's what I'm talking about.
Teaching them life skills has been my greatest gift.
What's your biggest regret?
I don't have a regret. You know, I don't have anything, because I realize if I made it this far, God bless me. He forgive me like I've forgiven my parents or forgiven anyone who's done something to me. So I don't have regrets.
Wow, I absolutely love that. Oh my goodness. How many people can say that?
Everybody should say it. If you're still alive,
That's true. That
means you can make another, you can fix whatever you had problems wrong earlier. So I think if you're alive, you shouldn't have regrets. You should move on from them. Don't let them take you away.
When your time comes and you're gone, what do you want people to know and remember about Derek Anderson Sr.?
He served God with a purpose, and he served people with a purpose. So therefore his life was built upon helping other people, and that's what I want my tombstone to say. Here lies a man who's helped other people become better for God, period.
Wow. You're going to live a long life. So there's no doubt there, because you are truly the epitome of a soldier in God's army. You're the epitome of living a purpose-driven life. And I so admire that, because we don't really have enough people who even understand what a purpose is. You know, they just kind of walk around and get up every morning and they go through the motions of doing whatever they do, and don't realize that you got to have a reason to jump out of bed every morning.
Absolutely. If you're able to get up, you're able to change your life just that easy.
Right.
And I think that's what you have to focus on, and that's what we do all the time.
That's right.
Just get up, make a decision to do better, and you'll have better.
And when you wake up in the morning, the first thing I do, and I know it's the first thing you do, is give great gratitude.
Absolutely.
Show gratitude.
I meditate, I get on my knees, say thank you, God, meditate, and get up and make my day.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're thanking God for money or your family or the bed that you woke up in, because some people are waking up under bridges. Yes. And because I've done workshops and I say that's the first thing you need to do when you wake up, and some people say, I don't know what I'm grateful for.
Yeah, I slept in my high school gymnasium. This wasn't here. Used to be some chairs sitting there, and I had a little mat right here, and I used to lean right there and lean up against the wall, do my books, kind of read or whatever, and just fall asleep. And what happened, the reason why I stayed there is because this door was to the locker room. So when I heard that door open, I would run downstairs to the locker room, so they thought I was already here. And to wake up that next day starving, but I was still able to play basketball, that was a gift of saying, you know what, I was able to wake up and change that day. So to me, it was like, you know what, it's time for me to move on. If you can alter your mind, you can alter your future, and I believe that.
That's powerful right there. If you can alter your mind, you can alter your future.
Absolutely.
If you can alter your thoughts, control your self-talk, you can alter your life.
Absolutely, 100%.
Anyone can be successful. So many people have that victim mindset, that victim mentality. They just want to stay bitter. They don't want to be better. Yes. They want to stay in that place of pity city. They just want to unpack their bags and live there.
Yeah, we can't have that. We can't. That's what's wrong with society. We tend to make excuses for everything.
Yes.
But champions don't make excuses, we make history, and we have to start thinking like champions. You have to start putting yourself around people that want to win. You keep saying, well, I was born into this and I'm living in poverty, but you don't have to stay there. You know, let's get our mindsets out of that. We grew up in, our grandfathers grew up in slavery, but they made it. You can't tell me it's worse than that. They weren't about getting shot by a police officer, but you don't have to be in that situation. You walk away. We were being, victimized for years. We never stopped believing in God. We're the only race that's been burned, hung, enslaved, but we never gave up on God. And I think these kids are trying to give up.
Because we were singing those old spirituals as we was
getting hung.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, we didn't, and we can't give up now. We can't just look at society and say this is why. Social media has been the death of a lot of kids, and I think we have to control that. And I wrote a movie about it, which I'll show it to you soon, but it's about just changing our culture through social media.
Yes.
Freedom of speech is not to dog other people, it's to get rights.
That's right.
Let's motivate ourselves and do better.
Love it. I love it. Derek, thank you so much. You are just, I don't even have words to describe you. You are one in a million.
That's a lot more of us.
I've met some, but you're pretty much there at the top.
Well, thank you.
I'm really, really excited about this episode, and I'm going to leave you with Mr. Derek Anderson's quote. Champions don't make excuses, they make history. Do you want to make history? We thank you for joining us on this episode of Living by Design, and we will see you same time next week.